I'm Sarah Applegarth, and I'm going to take you through our next day of our core challenge. So when I think about core, I think about everything basically from armpits to hips and all the way around. And I like to train my core in all the, or as many of the ranges of motion that my core works in. So that would be flexion, which would mean sort of my legs coming towards my body or my body coming towards my legs, flexing. Extension is the opposite, going back. Stabilization is holding my body in a particular position. And then rotation would be the other one. So tennis, hockey, you know, pretty much any sport you do, skiing, skating, involves a degree of rotation. So I like to focus on those. So full disclosure, a lot of my training in core is through Pilates, and that is stemming from a late teens, early 20s back injury that was quite debilitating and I struggled with for many years. And I really don't do much in the way of flexion for my lumbar spine due to some of the contraindications from the injury that I sustained. So I don't do full sit-ups or anything with a lot of compressive forces on my lumbar spine. I'm not saying it's wrong to, but for me, I don't. So if you're one of the people in doing this course that actually suffers from low back, you may find some of these exercises actually are helpful for you, and you may want to keep them in your repertoire. So let's get warmed up. First thing I'd like to do is make sure that we're breathing, okay? Without proper breath, you can't use your core properly, so that's a really important part of this. So I want you to start laying on your back. I'd like you to put your hands around your rib cage. So my thumbs are going behind, my fingertips are on the front, and I'm gonna breathe in, and I want to feel my rib cage expand laterally, not just up and down. I don't want to breathe just up from my upper chest. I want to use my diaphragm, and I want to breathe as much as I can through the front and the sides of my body. So for this, I want you to think about breathing in and exhaling. And let's just do 5 breaths like that, just to get ourselves connected, okay? So breath in, expand the ribs, and exhale, ribs come together. That's 1. That's 2. You want to feel your pressure of your upper back into the mat as you're going. That's 3. That's 4. Last one. And that's 5. So I want you to try to carry that feeling through these warm-up exercises that we're going to do. Okay, we're going to get our T-spine moving, so the mid-back. I want to exhale, and I'm going to reach behind me and not let this top knee come forward. I'm going to keep that top knee down on the ground, or at least forward of the bottom leg. And I'm going to come all the way around, and it's an exhale as I come behind, and an inhale as I come forward. And then we're going to switch that and go the other direction. So this is an exhale, all the while I'm trying to reach this leg long and come all the way around. And then I'm going to switch that over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Exhale as I go behind. We're going to do that twice. And now we're going to go the other direction. Exhale and inhale as you come around. Okay, good. So now we're going to go into some cat-cow. If you have a band, try putting this band. This is a good little sort of proprioceptive thing. You could even put a towel or something. Put it right under your armpits. Okay, so try not to have it twisted like mine is right now. I'm going to take my band and I'm going to just pressure down into that band, and I'm going to have it sort of run right underneath my armpits, okay? So I'm going to go up into cat, and I'm going to push into that band, and this is a big inhale, and then I'm going to exhale, and let myself go into cow. Okay, so let's do 5 like that. Breath in and exhale. And exhale. And last one. And exhale. Good. Okay, so first exercise we're going to do is a side plank. Okay, so a side plank position, what I'm looking for is that my hips are stacked up. Okay, so I'm in this position, my hips are stacked up, or even my top hip is slightly rolled forward. From this position, all we're going to do is a hold for 8 breaths. So if you want to hold your top leg up to challenge yourself further, go for it. If you want to have your knees bent in this position, go for it. Okay, so I'll start with my feet together. We're going to breathe in and then exhale. The magic number is 8. We're going to do 8 breaths. So keep going with your breaths. And I'm going to focus on my bottom shoulder pushing me up and away. My bottom hip is not dropping to the ground. I'm going to push myself up and away. You guys are still breathing. We got 2 more to go. My head is back in line with my body. And my hips are forward. Try not to get curled up into a C. And down. Okay? So that's lots of work for me. Lots of work with that bottom shoulder. Lots of work with the bottom hips. Okay? So we're going to go up and over. I'm going to hold that top arm up. Again, you can lift this top leg up if you wish as well. And you're just breathing. So try to avoid, if you find your neck is really bugging you, you can look down at the ground, okay? Otherwise, try to have those ears in line with the shoulders, okay? So that you're not reaching your head forward here. We're back in this position, okay? That's 4 breaths. We're halfway. Last 2. And remember, we're trying to breathe into the sides of our rib cage. Good. Okay, our dead bug position. So this is one of my favorites, and again, really good for back injuries for training. So what we're going to do is an opposite arm, opposite leg reach, but I want to keep a blueberry underneath my low back. So I'm going to keep my arms here. I'm going to reach and exhale and inhale to come back up. I'm going to switch to the other side and I'm going to reach, keep a blueberry under your low back and exhale back up. Okay, keep going. We're going to do 8 per side. What I'm looking for is if you feel that you can't keep that blueberry, you guys keep going, I want you to shorten up the lever so I can reach a straight leg, a slightly bent, or a really bent knee if that's all that we have the strength to do at this stage of the game. Okay? So you're going to keep going with that. If you would like a challenge, further challenge, or you're getting strong enough to be able to do it, you could do this also with yourself curled up. But when I curl up, I still have to keep that blueberry underneath my low back. Okay? So we're going to continue with this. I'm going to do 2 more on each side because I know you guys kept going while I was talking. So keep that breath matching the movement, okay? And relax. So for the second set of this one, if you want to challenge yourself even further, you can have a little bit of weight. And if you have one of these loop bands, I'll show you on round 2 what we can do with that, okay? So we're going to go onto our stomach. And this is also one of my faves. So learning how to use our glutes and our upper back without going into our low back and putting stress there. So I'm going to have my forehead down, my arms through the corners of the mat, my legs through the corners of the mat. I'm going to lift my legs up, not because I'm bending my knees, because I'm lifting my thighs up. I'm going to lift my arms up, keep my forehead down. I'm going to draw my belly away from
the mat, so I'm not going up into a giant arch in my low back. I'm controlling it by using my core in the front of my body. I'm going to tap my hands and feet down with an inhale, and I'm going to exhale and come back up. I'm going to tap with an inhale, and that's 2. We're going to do 8. Keep your forehead down. Get as high as you can with the arms and legs. That's 5. We've got 3 more. Don't lose that core in the front of your body. And we've got 1 more for 8. And down. Good. So you can sit back into child's pose just to sort of relax your back. And then our last one is with a bit of rotation. So again, you can scale this however you want. I'm going to have my palms up. I'm going to have my legs just shy of straight, okay? So you can have your legs right down here, all the way up to straight legs. I'll be somewhere in the middle, okay? I'm going to have minimal pressure on the ground with my hands as I rotate my legs over. Now, in rotating your legs, you're gonna wanna suck your top leg back behind you, right? Like this. I want you to keep that with the other one, okay? So I'm reaching my outside hip. That is the key to this exercise. So I'm gonna reach over, and I'm gonna exhale, and I'm gonna pull my ribs back up. Okay, then I'm going to inhale on my way down and exhale myself back up. So again, you can back off this one or you can go straighter legs. Okay, we're going to do 4, so 8 total, 4 per side. So I'm going to inhale and I'm going to use my opposite side ribs to pull myself back up. Reach that top hip so that your legs stay equal. This is an inhale, and so that's 2. That's 3. 4. You should be feeling work in the sides of your core. This is the end of 3 per side. Now we've got 1 more. So remember, it's the ribs that pull you back up. And I'm back down. All right, good. So we're back to the beginning again. So I'm going to go back to my side plank, okay? We're going to go through everything one more time. So here are our key points. I'm going to get hips stacked up. Bottom elbow right underneath my bottom shoulders. Okay, so keep yourself stacked right here. And I'm going to actually start on the other side. That was bad. Okay, always switch sides, or if you have a weak side, always start on that weak side. Okay, here we go. 8 breaths. That's 3. Keep pushing up with that bottom shoulder. 4. 5. Make sure the head is back in space. Hips are forward. 5. And last breath. And down. Whew. Yep, that's lots of work. So again, remember, we're breathing through our rib cage this way as well, okay? So here we go. We're up in our side plank. Try not to let those shoulders come up around your ears as you're doing those breaths. This is number 3. 4. 5. Remember, you can back this off by going onto your knees, or you can make it more challenging by lifting that top leg up.
This is 7. And 8. Good. Okay, now, if you want to challenge that dead bug that we did, okay, you can take your loop band if you have it, and if you don't have a loop band, that's okay, you don't need one, and take a little bit of weight, and instead of moving my opposite arm, opposite leg, I'm going to keep this arm stable, and I'm going to reach my other leg down. Okay, so same exercise. So if you don't have access to this stuff, I want you to just do the exact same thing. Opposite arm, opposite leg, right? We're going to exhale and inhale to come back in. We're going to keep that blueberry. If you want to have your back rolled up, go for it, okay? I'll try it with this just so you guys can see what that looks like, all right? So from here, I'm going to do 8 per side. Inhale back up. Last 3. Good. Okay, so I wasn't alternating sides, so I'm going to switch sides. You guys are about halfway through if you're alternating sides right now. Inhale up. Remember to match your breath to the movement. That's 5. Last 1. Good job. Okay, nice. So we're going to go through our star again. So those star holds. So I would like to see you on your stomach. We're going to have our legs through the corner of the mat, our arms through the corner of the mat. I'm going to draw my belly away from the mat. I'm going to lift my arms and legs up. And lower down. Tap. Reach them as high as you can. Again, assign a breath to each movement, the up and the down, and draw that belly away from the mat. Keep your forehead down, and it's lots of glutes, lots of upper back. Got 2 more for 8. Good. Okay, if you need to sit back in child's pose just to let your back go, do that. Otherwise, we are going to go into a T, and we're going to finish with this one. So arms out to a T, palms up, okay? Again, legs can be anywhere from straight to bent. I'm going to rotate my legs over to the side. My arms are passive. This side rib cage is going to pull me back up. So I can just throw my legs side to side easily, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm reaching that top leg, and I'm going to pull my rib cage on the opposite side back down onto the ground. I'm going to control this movement, and I'm going to exhale, pull myself back up. Good. Almost there. Kinda. That was 3. And this is 4. And the other side, reach those legs, opposite ribs, and back down. Good. Okay, so that was 2 sets. By all means, go to 3 or 4 sets if you want to challenge yourself further. Otherwise, thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed it.